Hi, my name is James Fiore, and I'm here today to talk to you about chiropractic. What I want to inform you about is the importance of what we call the upper cervical spine. I'm going to show you. This is a picture of the back of the skull and the first two bones in the spine. Now, what's important about this is the fact that your brain is in your skull. Let's pretend this, my fist is the brain. And these two fingers are what's called the brain stem. And the brain stem actually extends through the skull, through an opening in the skull, as far down as this second bone in your cervical spine. The spinal cord starts right here. Now, what's so important about that? Well, the brainstem is responsible for respiration, circulation, digestion, all the nerves to your head, your face, your neck, hunger, thirst, sex drive, and posture, all right here. So, what's unique about this area is the fact that the only thing that holds these vertebrae, these two bones in place, are muscles and ligaments, tiny little muscles and ligaments, 4 pairs on each side. And they are right here. I'm going to show you. So this area right here is the area that we're talking about, and these are the muscles that we're talking about. So if we look at the spine, we can see that these 24 movable segments, which protect the nerve system, all fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. They have joints on them. They fit together one on top of the other. This area, however, the upper cervical spine, just this vertebrae floats. There's no joints on it. It just is protected with the muscles and ligaments that I showed you before. Why is that a big deal? Well, because the brain makes energy, life energy. And that energy travels down the nerve system out to the cells, trillions of cells, and the brain tells those cells what kind of chemicals to make, at what times, under what conditions, and those cells sends messages to the brain, and that's how your body functions. If the structure of the spine is working properly, your body chemistry works properly, you function properly, and then you live long and prosper. That's what chiropractic is about. What I'd like to show you is what the video is all about. And that's the famous cups and saucers story. The bottom of the skull has 2 bumps on it. They're called condyles. We're going to call them cups. And this first bone, it's called the atlas, the first cervical vertebrae, has these little ridges on both sides, and the ridges are like the saucer. And the cups are supposed to fit right in the saucer, nice and flush. You can see here that they're nice and even on both sides. If that's the case, that's good. That's a good thing, because now there's no pressure on the nerve system, there's no pressure on the brainstem, and you're expressing all of your genetic potential. However, and this typically happens to people at birth, and if not at birth, then when they're little and learning to walk, you can cause this vertebrae to move out of position. And it can happen because of a physical trauma, chemical trauma, emotional, environmental, occupational trauma. One thing or another can happen to this area so that it can cause those muscles to go into a spasm and pull this vertebrae out of position. So now the cups are not in the saucer, and once that happens, there's pressure on the brainstem. That means that the life energy that the brain is sending to all of the cells isn't getting through the way it should, and that's going to limit your function, your chemistry, your body chemistry, and hence your longevity. Function and longevity equate with one another. We all know what happened to Christopher Reeve when he fell off the horse. He fractured this vertebrae in 4 different places, and we know the unfortunate end to that story. This area is essential for your function and your longevity and your quality of life. Chiropractic calls this condition a subluxation. Big word. It's a chiropractic word. We invented that word. And what it means is that there's pressure on the brainstem causing your body to function improperly, and that can set you up for anything years down the road. It could be headaches, backaches, cancer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what condition you have. What matters is that your body is not functioning properly because of what we call a vertebral subluxation. I'm going to show you what it does. So I'm going to color in the area over here in blue. This is where the brainstem is, okay? And remember, there's millions of nerve fibers here. And this is the first bone in the spine. That's this guy right here, the atlas. And this piece here is called the posterior arch, the back part of the atlas, the back part of that first bone. I'm going to color that in red. All right? Now, this is a good thing. Everything's lined up. Everything's good. No pressure on the brainstem. Your body is expressing all of its genetic potential. Now watch what happens when you have a subluxation. When this vertebrae moves out of position and puts pressure on the brainstem. Now remember, this pressure causes your body chemistry to function improperly. And as years go by, because you're in a state of dis-ease, of disharmony, eventually there's going to be some disease. And that's what we want to avoid. You can see how this is rotated to the right, and look at the pressure it's putting on the brainstem here. Remember, this area is responsible for all those things we talked about before: respiration, circulation, digestion, all the nerves to your head, face, neck, hunger, thirst, direct eye, posture, all that stuff. Everything your body does is controlled by this area right here. So if you have a subluxation, that creates interference to this life energy. We call that nerve interference. And to fix that, you need a very specific adjustment. This is good. This is how you look after an adjustment. Life energy is flowing the way it should. This is bad. You can see the neck is cranked over to the left. That's because these muscles are in spasm. It's putting pressure on the brainstem, where life begins and ends. So our job is to make sure, very specifically, we correct this with a very gentle, specific adjustment and help your body function the way God intended it to function. That means that you'll live long and prosper. Function equals longevity. And the only way your body functions properly is your body chemistry is working properly. So you've heard about the famous cup and saucer story. And what I'd like to do is invite you all to my office for a free consultation to find out if you do have a subluxation, if you have nerve interference, because it can be corrected, and your quality of life can improve, as well as the way your body functions and your longevity. So feel free to give us a call and come in and take advantage of that free consultation. Thank you so much.